Good morning, students. My name is Yusajit Behra. I am the lecturer of Civil Engineering in Nirosoila Institute of Science and Technology. Today, I am here with you discuss about the subject Theory 3 Railway and Bridge Engineering. Okay. Before we go to the subject, we first discuss what is means how the past railways is work. If I told you that railway engineering in the past time, before the steam engine invented, people are not aware about the railway and train. In 1814, George Stephenson invented the steam engine in England. After that, the people were aware about the railway engineering and train. in the world, in the world, 1815. In the world, 1815, fast train was ran in England. Then in India, the year 1853 fast train was run from Bombay to Thane. It covered a 34-kilometer distance. It is all about the history of railway engineering in both world and India. Then a torque known as permanent way. A torque known as permanent way is very famous in railway engineering because the railway engineering based on the permanent way. Permanent way is nothing but it is the combination of rail resting on sleeper and ballast on a subgrade soil. For rail, slipper and subgrade soils are the main particle or main parts of a permanent way. Rail, we all know about the rail. Rail is nothing but it is the railway line, which I discussed after some time. As I told you, the railway line always rested on a subgrade soil. On a natural soil. Natural soil means the soil layer above that a compacted layer made by us which is known as subgrade layer or subgrade soil. The subgrade soil is designed in the ratio of 2:1, means the horizontal thickness is 2 and the vertical thickness is 1. Above the subgrade soil, we provided some ballast and the ratio between them is 1.5:1, means the horizontal distance is 1.5 and the vertical distance is 1.1. Above that, a rail line is mounted these are the rails, and to hold that rail we provide a layer of sleepers. These are the basic structures of a permanent way. First, the natural soil, and this is the ground level. Then above the natural soil we provided subgrade layer, Then above the subgrade layer we provide ballast, and above the ballast layer we provide a slippers layer, then rails, and through the rail the train will move. Okay. We generally provide a ballast in a layer means 1.5:1. Then basically the use of rail is to carry the load from the train wheel, then that load transfer to the slipper, from the slipper the load carry to the ballast, then that carry to the subgrade layer, then that load transfer to the natural soil. In this layer the load transfer from rail to the natural soil. These are the basic parts of a permanent way or a railway line. Okay. Then here I add some points, that is the distance or the inner distance between the wheel, the inner distance between the wheel or the inner distance between the rail is known as gauge. Okay. and this is the ballast, and this is the ballast base. Sorry, this is the ballast. This is the ballast layer, or we can also add here that it is the ballast layer, and this is the ballast. This is the ballast base. The distance between rail and the shoulder of the ballast is known as ballast seize. Okay. Again I repeat here that these are the two rails. The inner distance between the two rails is known as gauge. Okay. Inner distance means we generally see that if it is a rail, and a wheel mounted like this, then this is the inner part of the rail. Okay, this is a image of the rail, and this is a train wheel, and this part is the inner part of the rail. Okay, this is all about the gauge distance. Then after the gauge distance these are the ballast layer, or it is also known as ballast shoulder. Ballast shoulder means, suppose this is the layer of ballast. This is the layer of ballast. Then from this point to this point, it is known as ballast shoulder. Okay, the upper part of the ballast. Then it is known as the ballast base, and this part is known as ballast seize. Okay, clear? Then first we discuss about the gauge, then ballast, then slipper. This is the slipper. Slippers are generally made up of concrete, wood, or any type of material like steel, and other materials are also used for making the slipper. Then from slipper to subgrade layer. Subgrade layer basically a soil layer through which the ballast is rested. Okay, this is all about the permanent way. Okay, and this distance means the upper part of the subgrade layer is known as formation. Means from here to here, the upper part of the subgrade layer is known as formation way. This is all about the permanent way. After the completion of permanent gauge, we will discuss about the gauge. As I before told you, gauge is the clear distance. As I before told you, gauge is the clear distance between the inner pass of the rails. It is a clear distance. It is a clear distance between the inner part of the two rails. Okay. And gauge are of different types. First, I discuss about the double head. Sorry, the rail. Sorry, gauge first. Broad gauge. Then meter gauge, then narrow gauge. Okay. These are the basically three types of gauge which are found in India. Broad gauge. Broad gauge, the width of the broad gauge is 1.67 meter, and broad gauge is provided basically in cities or those areas where population is very high and also the places where traffic condition is very large or bulky traffic conditions. Then, if I discuss about the meter gauge, the width of the meter gauge is 1 meter, and it is also provided in so many areas where population is moderate, and the traffic condition is also moderate. Then, in narrow gauge, the width of the narrow gauge is width of the narrow gauge is 0.762 meter, and it is basically provided in hilly areas and some areas where population is very low. It is the three basic gauges which are provided in railway. In India, we basically uses broad gauges, and as we know, India is the second largest railway industry, or we have the second largest railway line. So in 75% areas we provide broad gauge. Okay, this is all about the gauge. Then after gauge, we discuss about the rail sections. Rail sections. Rail sections are those sections which are used for moving a vehicle like train. Generally, we see that two parallel rail lines are laid down over the soil, and those rail lines are known as rail sections. Rail sections are designed in a way that such that this is the top head of the rail section. This is the top head of the rail section. Then this is the base, or we can also say that foot, and it is the wave of a rail line. These three are the basic structure of a rail section. Okay, head are provided to run the train, then wave carry the load, and then load is transported to the base, then to the sleeper. First, we discuss about the double-headed section. In one, we can clearly notice that double head means the head and foot is same. Means suppose this is a rail line. Suppose this is a rail section, then it is the head of that section and it is the foot of that section. The dimension of the head and foot is equal. Dimension of the head and foot equal in a double-headed section. In double-headed section, we provided the distance of the total rail section is 153 mm and the width of that head is 44.5. Width of the head is 44.5 and the distance of that wave is 64 mm and the width of that wave is 19.5 mm. This is the all dimensions which are used to make a double-headed section. Okay, the head and foot is equal and wave, and this is the dimension of that section. After double-headed section, a common type of railway section is found, that bull-headed section. In bull-headed section, the head is slightly more wider than the foot. Slightly more wider than the foot means the width of the head is 68.7 mm and the width of the foot is 63.6 mm and the total height of the rail is 145 mm. Okay. Here we see that the head is slightly wider and foot is, as compared to the head, it is less wide. This is all about the bull-headed section. Nowadays, bull-headed and double-headed sections in India, it is not very useful. We use the flat-foot. Flat-footed rail section in India. From the word flat-footed, we clearly identify that the foot is flattened and the wave is and the head is slight or equal, slight smaller or equal to the bull-headed rail section. This is the flat-footed rail section. In flat-footed rail sections, the width of the foot is 136 meter mm and the height of the section is 142.9 mm and this part means the width of the head is 66.7 mm. Then the thickness of the wave is 13.9 mm. Okay, and the thickness of the wave is 43.7 mm. These rail sections are used in basically India because these sections are very prominent, like our climatic conditions, and these are very good to carry the load. Okay. Here all are the rail sections. Before we design a rail section, we have to point out, or we have to make a knowledge in our mind that there should be a gap. There should be a gap between the two rail sections. Okay. Why these gaps are provided in a rail section? Because when a train is moving from the rail section, then a cyclic load, repeated load, and a impact load continuously acting to the rail section. Due to the cyclic repeated impact load, the rail section continuously move in the direction of the rail wheel or train wheel. Suppose these are the wheels of a train, then if the train moves in this direction, then after some time we see that the rail also expanding in this direction. If we don't provide this gap, then the chances of collision between trains or the deformation of bending of railway sections are found. So we provide some gap in between two railway sections to reduce that accident type situation. After that, apart from the three laws, some deformation are found due to climatic condition and continuously generation of heat. So to eradicate those deformations, we also provide some gap in between them. It is all about the rail section, permanent way, and the gauge. Again, I revise those things to for better knowledge of yours. Means here I read three things. Means first we will permanent way. Then I teach you about the gauge. Then rail sections. Okay. Permanent way means the total combination of rail, then slipper, then ballast, then subgrade, then ground layer, subsoil layer. We can also say that the natural soil. After that, gauge. Gauge is the inner distance between the two rail lines through which the train moves. Then we discuss about the rail sections. Rail sections are those sections which are long sections which are designed in a parallel way in a slipper through which the load from wheel of the train to transfer to the slipper. Okay, and I teach you gauges of three types. Means first broad gauge, then meter gauge, then narrow gauge. Okay, then rail section. Rail sections are three types. First double headed rail section, double headed rail, then bull headed rail, then flat footed rail section. These are all about the first lecture of ours. Then we will discuss about next chapter in the